every song we could ever sing. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. He's worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh Jesus. Oh, Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. He's worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. And holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. He's worthy of every song we could ever sing. He's worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh Jesus, your name, God. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. He's worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy and holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. I'll build my life upon your love, the only firm foundation, and I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Come on, let's go. Welcome to Just Talk.
Just
Drew,
Talk.
hey, we just sang. We did a little more than just talking.
We
how
did. We
Long,
tricked you
How
guys.
long ago did I ask you to sing a song for Just Talk?
About 4 minutes ago,
That's
maybe.
true. That's true. But that's what Just Talk is about, complete
Yes.
randomness.
Exactly.
Thank you, Drew.
It's unscripted. We
I
love
appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man, you got
Social
it.
distancing fist bump.
Yes.
I don't know if that's technically allowed, but I should have done a high elbow.
It's all right.
Hey, welcome to Just Talk with Nate and Matt,
Heyo.
where all we do is
Just
Just
talk, I
Just
guess.
talk. I actually have a song. I have a theme song for us.
Is that true?
It's true.
You prepared something for me?
Not for you, for our audience.
Oh, okay.
So it goes, welcome to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? That's up to you. Nope, that part's not part of the song.
No, that was.
Nope.
I think that was like channeling my inner Andy Bernard.
It sounded like you were going to say channeling your Enneagram.
No, well.
That's what it sounded like you were going to say. So I figured the only way that we could start Just Talk every week, the only logical thing would be to light a candle.
And this week
we have this candle. It's always here for all of our services. We never light it. Our audience can't see it, but they can see the flame. I'm going to light this candle. That's going to be the way we're going to start every episode of Just Talk. We're going to light a candle, set the mood.
What candle? What's the
It's taking
scent?
a long time. I don't know. Tish, what's the scent of this candle? She doesn't know.
We'll let you
I'll tell you
know
what the scent is.
when we
It's
can start
Just
smelling
Talk.
it.
It smells like talk.
That's right.
It smells like talk. Hey,
Not like
welcome to Just
perspiration.
Talk. We're so excited. This is the first one of these that we're doing, and we are excited to have you guys be a part of the show.
Look at that, Erica
If you're tuning
Epps, I know you.
in, come on, people are tuning in, waving to us. If you're tuning in, make sure to let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're up to. This show, again, it's really all about you. That song really is true. What are we going to talk about? Whatever you want to talk about. So I find that in the coronavirus social distancing days, people just want to talk to somebody.
Yeah, seriously.
And you can't. Like, you can't go to lunch with anybody. You can't go to the movies.
FaceTime. You could become a pen pal, but really that's
doesn't
that's
sound
not,
fun.
Yeah? Not for you?
Not for me.
Okay.
And so we wanted to give you guys a time each week to just talk to us.
Yeah.
Let us know. Austin Garcia said I'm 10 feet in front of you. Hello, Austin. He's running lights for us right now.
Oh,
Thank
look at
you.
that.
Thank you for doing that.
And we've got Rich Dafter, who's on a work break, and
Rich
talk time
Dafter.
is his favorite.
I love it. Favorite time of the day, talk time. It's an extrovert's worst nightmare. It really is. The coronavirus is an extrovert's worst nightmare.
I saw a meme, probably you guys saw it too. It said, reach out to your extrovert friends. They need you. They desperately need you.
I literally
It's true.
lose my mind if I spend too much time inside. Like, especially, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I've heard it called Sundowner Syndrome. But if I'm inside as the sun's setting, I get really anxious.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm losing the day and any opportunity
totally.
to do things.
Well, back when movie theaters were still a thing, do you remember going into a movie theater during the day and when you came out it was dark? Does that ever weird you
You sound like
out?
my dad. Back in my day, when I used to be able to go to the movie theater.
Back in 3 weeks ago when we had movie theaters.
Like, if coronavirus lasted a long time, could you imagine telling our kids, there once was a time when you were allowed to leave your house and go to a movie. And you didn't rent it on iTunes
It's
for
like
$20.
We're turning into that movie Room. I don't know if we can mention that movie Room. I think so. I think it's an alright
No,
movie.
I mean, you can because you're not a Christian, but I can't.
Yeah, practicing. Oh,
Hi, Catwoman. Happy you're here. Catwoman's here.
wow.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
What about Batman? Is Batman here?
Dude,
No?
look at this. Huge Matt Pirolo fan. Have you gotten any of those? Do we have any huge Nate fans? It doesn't look like it.
we don't have any huge Nate fans.
Oh, bummer.
We only have a big Matt Pirolo fan.
Maybe one day.
I kind of am okay with not having a huge Matt Pirolo fan because I imagine he's got a picture of you in his closet with candles around it. And I imagine it's kind of weird. The way the story's playing in my mind is a bad thing that there's a big Matt Pirolo fan.
If I can
I'm
monopolize on
winning
that
right now.
somehow, if I have Matt Pirolo candles that we can start selling. Actually, we just came out with a new candle. It's in Sopo. You can pick it up. It's the Matt Pirolo candle. You can put it in your Matt Pirolo shrine.
That's terrible.
No?
That's so bad.
All right.
There's
fair
nothing
enough.
about that I like.
Hey,
any
somebody
ways.
loved the acoustic set.
I
so
did. It was so nice.
Thank you, Drew.
It was so good.
That
Yeah.
was the smallest worship set I've been a part of in a
Matt,
long
what are you
time.
drinking? Is that actually coffee in there or is it water?
It's coffee. It is real coffee.
Do you
Look
know,
at that.
you guys want to know like a little behind the scenes thing? Some speakers, a lot of public speakers, will drink water out of a coffee cup.
Stupidest idea in the world.
They put a coffee cup on stage to make it look like it's coffee, but it's actually just water.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's so
they're
dumb.
all tricked now.
I will drink coffee anytime. In fact, you can give me a water cup and I'll drink coffee out of it. No pics of Pirolo.
Dafter family said you two are in my top 3 favorite pastors. Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Tell us, Dafter family,
tell us who's
number
ahead of
one?
who.
Yeah. Give us
I
the
bet it's probably my
lineup
dad's
here.
number 1.
Yeah, and then you're probably number 2.
I don't know.
It's descending height.
I can't
6.5.
see. I might have said that before, but now I know that there's Matt Pirolo fans out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And now I'm feeling a little bit.
But the huge Matt Pirolo fan
unnerved.
just confirmed that there are no pictures of me in his closet.
Oh, look at somebody said huge Nate fan. Hey.
Oh, look at that. Brooke
But see,
369.
I feel like that was a sympathy fan, not a real fan.
Still counts.
Okay.
Did you see the person needs prayer?
Hi, Nate. We'll see that in a second. Hi, Nate. I'm Matt. I'm from Albuquerque. Hope all is well. Tuning in from Las Vegas, teleworking. We've got people tuning in from all over the place.
Yeah,
We love
we've got
Sopo
people.
Coffee.
Tell us where you're
First
from.
time listener. We have AJM says need prayer for my sister who is judging me for not visiting our mom. Oh man.
That's
You wanna
tough.
pray for
Yeah,
that?
let's do that. Lord, this is such a unique and unprecedented time. It's such a difficult season for so many, and we're faced with challenges that we never guessed we would be faced with. So I just pray for this individual who's not visiting their mom right now, probably out of concern for their mom's safety and health. Lord, we ask that you will mend relationships between them and their sister, Lord, and that even this mother, this mom, that you would comfort them, that you would bring presence about her, and that they would know, that she would know that you are with her, regardless of who else is unable to be with her. We pray these things in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, for those of you just tuning in, this is Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? Well, that's
Whatever
up to
you
you.
want to talk about, that's
As
right.
the song goes, the famous song
Yeah,
that has been requested numerous times.
it's only
as the song goes.
been in existence, I think, about 7 minutes,
Who can judge that?
but
No one really knows.
it's at the top of the charts.
So
in my
what do we
book.
talk
Here's a
about?
question.
We have a question. So that's what we want to do. So just to kind of set the pace for this, we really do want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Questions. If there's so many news articles going out
Yeah.
and about right now. If you want to talk about the news, we'll talk about the news. If you want to just talk about funny things and get us on a tangent, we can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to
Sometimes
talk
you
about
need some
spiritual
comic
stuff,
relief, yeah.
if you have some Bible questions you want to get answered right now, we'd love to do that. We do have a question, Matt. Do you want to read that for us?
Yeah, so Miss says, what outdoor activities or places can you guys suggest? Looking for good places to walk my dog and practice photography.
Oh man.
I think even the
We
governor
both like
said
outdoor
that.
things.
Yeah, totally. Which this has kind of been really tough
Yeah.
for me, being inside so much. But it doesn't mean that you can't go outdoors at all. Driving down Montano the other day, I saw that a lot of the entire parking lot was full at the Bosque. People were walking. Just make sure you practice social distancing.
Yeah.
We've been going on walks almost daily as
Where?
a
But
family
she wants to know where.
in our neighborhood. So I don't know where you live.
Good places to walk my dog. The Bosque's a great
Yeah,
place.
Bosque's
I live
good.
by the Bosque, and there's beautiful trails down there. Walk your dog, take photos.
The
Take photos
foothills,
of
yeah,
your
if you
dog
want.
if you're one of those like pet picture people on Instagram.
Depends
you can
on-
do that. Also, up in the mountains, the Sandia Mountains
You
is
could do
great.
the foothills. We had some
Cedro
friends
Peak,
that
I love
drove
Cedro
to the
Peak.
top
That's
of
a great
the-
spot
the
to go
crest.
hike.
Yeah, Cedro Peak's fantastic.
What are other outdoor activities? I like frisbee. Go play frisbee.
Frisbee's good, yeah. If
And
you've
that
got
literally
5
is
or less.
social distancing. You're like, hey, everyone, like, you don't want to be closer than 6 feet to throw a frisbee.
That's true.
So that's
if
like
you
the
have
perfect,
to be that close,
it's the perfect
It's a bad
social
frisbee
distancing
activity.
game is frisbee.
I've noticed that
We should
driving
start a
around
frisbee
town.
league.
I noticed driving around town, there's a lot of parks that like the playground equipment is closed. They have these. It's so weird. I was trying to explain to my 3-year-old the other day why we can't go to the park, and it's like, well, there's these things called germs that we don't know about. But anyways, the parks, they have these giant yellow things. Can't play on this playground equipment, but all of the grass areas, it doesn't seem like there's any restrictions on that, so long as you're still practicing
Yeah.
that. So frisbee's a great thing. We ran through sprinklers
And
yesterday.
even within that, it seems like it really is tricky because there's social distancing, and the governor said, don't go out to the park with a group bigger than 5. What if you go out with a group of 3 and you get to the park and there's 3 other groups of 3?
Well,
I think
you
then
have to
the rule
vote
would just
somebody
be,
off the island.
how do you do that? How do you? I mean,
Survivor rules.
I think it just becomes
I think
Hunger
you
Games.
just have to. Yeah, that's right.
whose family is strongest.
It's a good time to
All the
start working
preppers
out.
are so stoked right now.
Yeah, it is. Prepping sales have gone up. I saw this article.
Prepping sales? I didn't
Prepping
know there
sales.
was a
People
business.
that are like selling face masks and people that are selling, prepper materials for your basement, going up like 800% during this time.
Let's see. Josh Stuhler said, deep question alert. There are a couple pastors pushing back against local government for not allowing them to assemble. One in Louisiana's even been arrested. Can you just touch base on how Calvary is balanced being responsible regarding public health, but also being called to have fellowship together? That's so good.
That's really
It's a
great.
really good question. So we've been balancing two things in this whole process. There's federal guidelines, and then there's been state guidelines. The federal government, for a long time, their guidelines were 10 or less, and that was a suggestion, wasn't a requirement. The state guidelines were 10 or less for a while, then it went to 5 or less. Part of the benefit for us, and this isn't the case for every single state, but within the actual governor's orders, there's written into that religious organizations are outside of the scope of the entire order, which means that technically we could literally have church if we wanted to. Actually, there's actually a couple churches in Albuquerque that are still having services that I found out. And we didn't want to do that. We still wanted to give people the opportunity to fellowship and worship, but we wanted to be wise. Our biggest thing is we don't want people to spread the virus.
Exactly.
And so we didn't want congregants coming here and getting sick and spreading the virus. Even on the stage, when you see our worship team on the stage or our audience members on the stage, not only are they distant, but we pre-screen them. We literally go through a list of questions to make sure that none of them have any symptoms, none of them have a cough. We literally make
Nobody's
sure.
been out of the country.
Yeah, we
recently.
make sure that they are cleared to be on stage. So that's one of the ways that we do it. Even within that, coming up to Easter,
so exciting.
Yesterday, the governor gave us a shout out and said that we were doing Easter service as a drive-in, which up until that point, we weren't sure we were.
It was kind of like an idea, like, hey guys, what do we think about this?
What if we did this? And then we called the governor's office to get permission, and she loved the idea, and then she announced it on live news, and we're like, well, I guess we're doing drive-in Easter services.
Decision,
But even that, we're like, man, how can we give people an opportunity to have Easter together while still practicing social distancing? And we've seen a couple of churches around the country have done drive-in church. That's what we decided to do. We're going to have 2 services live on Sunday in the parking lot.
Huge stage in the middle of the parking lot.
We're going to have a 10-foot high stage.
Big screens.
We're going to have socially distanced and less than 5 people on the stage for a worship team. And then we're going to have the service live on 88.3. So we're going to tell all the cars that pull in to tune their station to 88.3. And then just like a drive-in theater, you'll be able to hear the service live on stage in your car and not be around people.
It's going to be incredible. What a crazy day that
Super cool.
we have the technology we do when this virus hit.
Yeah.
We've got a radio station that we can tune into. Obviously, we've got this. We're talking on 3 different platforms right now to you guys, answering questions and just talking. So
from South Africa, we have a South African person here. That's incredible. So strange seeing you as a grown man. Kind of creepy, if I'm honest. Matt and Nate, howdy. Cough, they will leave. Cough, and who will leave? Curious.
I don't know what that means.
COVID can't shut down the resurrection. Come on, somebody. That's a good word. That's right.
Good.
It can't shut down the resurrection, but we have to stay 6 feet apart.
Ooh, Catwoman.
It's a good thing the resurrection didn't happen in COVID-19 times, because like when Mary and Martha, like Jesus rose from the dead, and like he's like, bro, I want to see the scars in your hand because I doubt. He'd be like, bro, you can't touch me. It's COVID-19.
Can't touch this.
6 feet away.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Don't do it. It is good that was not happening at that time. Catwoman says this, if you're in Albuquerque...
Every time you say that, it makes me happy.
Well, let me say it again. Catwoman says this, people are breaking into our cars at Academy and Alameda. Don't leave anything in your car. I think I've never... Growing up in Albuquerque, you always see people running around the Academy. It's like this 3.5-mile run around the whole thing. But never in my life have I seen this many people running around it as there are since COVID started.
Dafter family said catching the Frisbee is actually a banned activity. Well, let me get around this. Here's why I think it maybe couldn't be. What if you keep antibacterial wipes in your back pocket?
And then
every catch you pull out a new one and grab it with the antibacterial wipe and then wipe it off and then rethrow it.
You take a new pair of gloves, a box of gloves, and every time you throw it, you switch out your gloves.
Yes, that's really good.
That sounds really wise.
Or learn to catch and throw the Frisbee with your torso.
With your torso?
Yeah.
Can you do a demonstration here? Here, we've got a great book right here. Try to toss that with your torso.
You're going to throw a book that talks about the Bible?
No, I wouldn't do that. Never in my life.
Just use gloves. That's a good point. Just use gloves. That's
rock,
a good decision.
paper, scissors. I saw somebody say rock, paper, scissors. That's
great answer.
Fun
Thanks,
activity.
Nate. I love that. I cannot wait. Somebody asked if drive-in church is actually going to happen or if it's just an idea. Well, it was just an idea as of yesterday, but the second that press conference happened, we moved very quickly to make it something that's actually going to happen. So it is actually going to happen. Drive-in Easter is going to happen.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m.
11:30 a.m.
I said 9
here.
and 11 before. It's 9 and 11:30. It's going to be here on campus.
Yeah.
We're going to have live worship, a live teaching. My dad will live teach from the stage. It'll be live broadcasted onto 88.3, as we said before. You'll pull into the parking lot. You'll tune into 88.3, and then you'll be able to hear what's happening on the stage.
And one of the things about this is people are going to need to get tickets beforehand so that because we only have so many parking spaces. We have about 1,000 parking spaces, so you can bring people in your car, and we'll have those tickets available on our website. They're not up yet, but you'll be able to reserve them so that you know you've got a spot that morning.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's a lot of fun. We have 1,058 parking spaces.
Ooh, look at that.
So we're going to make 1,000 tickets available for each service,
That's
which
great.
means that if you bring 4 people in your car, or maybe you have a big car like one of those big Sprinter vans, you could put more people in there.
Yeah.
It means that we can, have about 4,000 people per
That's so-
service
yeah, it's so
on the
incredible.
campus. In addition, we're also streaming live our services at our normal
Saturday
service time,
night,
Saturday night,
3 services Sunday
3 services
morning.
Sunday, and then also we actually bought airtime on all 4 of the biggest stations in Albuquerque, and we're going to have our service live at
Yeah.
11 a.m. on KRQE, KOAT,
I think it's like
KOB, all the Ks.
Here, I've
all
got-
the K
I've got 'em
stations,
here.
we're going to be on those stations.
And
KRQE,
KSY.
KSY, KWBQ, NRQE. So channel 13, channel 50, channel 2, we're going to be live on all those stations, not just for Easter, but also Good Friday. Good Friday, we're going to be live from 12 to 1 on all those stations as well. So, we're put in a place where we can't gather together, but we're certainly not slowing down. And we actually think that we could reach more people
Yeah,
and
that's
see
what's
more people
amazing.
give their life to Jesus this year in COVID-19 than we do in a normal year.
Yeah, that's what's
and
so amazing
we've got big
about
ambitions.
it. And I love one of the things that one of the pastors here has been saying is let's not just see this as an obstacle. Let's see it as an opportunity. I really do think
That's
that
a
we're going to reach
great
more
idea. Look
people
at
than ever.
Rosalind Perez says, can Calvary host drive-in family movie nights? If this goes well, that would be amazing.
Huh,
It's a great
wow.
idea, but let me tell you why we probably couldn't. Because in order to do this, we're broadcasting the service live on 88.3.
Right.
I'm about 100% positive that playing a movie audio on 88.3 for 2 hours would, 1, get us in trouble, and 2, be terrible radio for everyone that's not there watching the
Everyone
movie.
that's not there, just hearing this dialogue.
That is a really good idea, though,
Be
and I wish that
cool.
we could do it.
It would be cool. What about bathrooms? That's a great question.
It is
We
a good
actually
question.
are suggesting that you use the restroom before you come
Not
because,
suggesting, telling you.
well, we're not going to force you to use the restroom.
We won't, but you won't be able to use the restroom
That's
unless
true.
you bring like a really big bottle in your car.
Oh, that's
You don't wanna do that.
An option, creative solutions,
bad
I
option.
guess. But we cannot open the restrooms. Everyone does need to stay in their cars. Nobody running around in the parking lot. Everyone stay in your cars for Easter morning. I only use bottles. Gross.
Scott Pilgrim.
Wow.
I chase pigeons around the neighborhood. It's good exercise and gets rid of the pests.
Yeah.
That's unique.
I chase pigeons. Wow. How much
No drinks for
exercise is
kiddos
that?
either because they always have to go potty. Laugh out loud.
Just get a few extra diapers
No, it's
for
gonna
your
be
kids
fun.
that week.
We're gonna, for that service, we're gonna request that people not get out of their cars. You can't
Exactly,
bring
yeah.
chairs and set up chairs because we'll just get a lot of people trying. It will break the social distancing rules. So we're trying as
Yeah.
much as possible
To
doing
respect
Easter
those
drive-in
boundaries
to
and-
keep the social distancing guidelines. Even though as a church, again, we're not held to them, we're wanting to do it to keep people safe.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep those social distancing guidelines while still allowing people to have an opportunity to have church together
It's
on
the right
Easter.
balance, and I think
Nate
the
is
first
making
message,
me hungry. I'm eating a fig bar.
Ooh, those
Eating
are
a
good.
fig bar.
Check
Eating
these
a
out.
fig bar.
We
eating
are
a fig bar.
sponsored
I'm
and
just
paid.
stuck.
They give us $15,000 to promote this here.
That's not true.
No, they don't give us any money.
They haven't
at
even
all.
given us free fig bars.
They don't even know that we're doing this. But Nature's Bakery
Don't-
is
why
the
are
way
you-
to go. Am I not allowed to do that?
I
That's
don't
what I
know.
get at my house all the time. Those are the best
I know
fig
we
bars.
can't do it on 88.3. Maybe we have different rules for this.
Just kidding. It was we're going to have the team remove that and blur it out, even though this is live.
Let's see. Any other questions
Any
that
other
we're getting on
activities
here?
that you guys do outside?
A lot of people are
Stay
excited
active.
about Easter services. Let's see.
I want to know about kayaking. Kayaking, the river in Albuquerque is just beginning to fill up.
Okay, I want to ask a question. And this is my question for our audience. I want to see if people have an answer to this. So every time I'm on a Facebook live video with somebody, it always gives you the option to request to be in their video. But I always feel like that's presumptuous. Like I'm like, because I watch people who like have a lot of followers. I'm like, oh, let me be in your video.
I should be in your video.
I should be in your video.
It's kind of like Jesus inviting himself over to Nicodemus's house. He's like, hey Nicodemus, prepare another seat for you.
But now, to be fair, I'm always really tempted to press the button. Like, I'll watch somebody like, ask to join the video. I'm like, oh, no, is that weird?
maybe not.
Is that strange to ask somebody to be in
Have
their
you
video?
ever done it?
I haven't.
Oh, we should. Let's figure that out.
Some people have done it
Can
to
you do that
us,
with,
and
like,
I'm not. I kind of want to accept somebody. If somebody fun that I
if you're
personally
Justin
knew,
Bieber-
if somebody I personally knew were to do it, I might accept it.
Or if you're a celebrity.
What is so sad is this is my first year on decision team. I was looking forward to being at Sunrise Service.
Oh,
hey,
man.
we have something really cool for you. So we're still going to do a decision team. It's just going to look differently.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to actually have people
Be able to text their decision
once
in.
my dad does the altar call, we'll let people know if you said that prayer to text your decision
Yep.
in. We're still going to need decision team in the weeks ahead.
Yep.
To help us contact all the people that gives their lives to the Lord. Because keep in mind, we're going to have people giving their lives to the Lord via our live web stream, at our drive-in service, and also we're going to have that same number and opportunity on our live television broadcast.
Yeah.
So again, we're anticipating more salvations this year than we normally see at Easter sunrise, and so we're still going to need decision team.
Yeah, so if you're
we
on that
still need
decision
you.
team, you'll be getting an email
Unique
soon.
personal touch. Hi from Brazil.
Wow.
Hi, Brazil.
Hey, we were in Brazil together a few years ago, Nate.
We were. That was fun.
It was
what
a
was
very
the,
quick
What was the
trip.
place in Brazil that we were at?
Forteza.
No, not Forteza. That's a video game. It was on the coast. Maybe our Brazil friend knows. It's on the coast.
Starts with an
F.
Fortaleza.
Fortaleza. Yeah, we were in Fortaleza.
There was a little market.
There was a little. I like that was your describing term. I bet every city in the country has a little market.
Right across from our
It's the
hotel.
worst descriptive term ever. Like, tell me about the place. Well, there was a little market.
Tell me about that city you live in. Well, there's an airport. There are some buildings.
Okay, Hosanna Hinojosa said, what about communion? BYOC?
Oh, this is good.
Why
It
don't you
is.
fill
That's
in on
almost
that?
exactly what it is. Bring your own communion. Not on Easter, but on Good Friday. We're going to be airing our Good Friday service 3 times on Good Friday. So it's going to be 10 a.m., 12 noon, and 6:30 p.m. And so starting this Monday at our Osuna campus, our Westside campus, and our Santa Fe campus, we're going to have communion elements curbside.
Yep.
And our team is going to be able to give those to you. So if you're like, hey, I'm a family of 6, we'll give you 6 elements of communion. You can keep them until Friday so we can all take them together across the city. Or if you can't come by one of our campuses, if you've got communion elements, you've got grape juice, or you've got bread and crackers at home, then you can just pull those aside.
Okay, so I want to ask you a Bible question.
I know where this is going.
Because I heard a pastor, I forget where it was, but they were doing communion. They're like, if you don't have grape juice, use apple juice or orange juice or any kind of juice you have around your house. And he was like, what do you feel
Have
about
you ever
that?
used
What do you think
coffee
about that?
before?
I just like, where's the line in communion? We're like, what beverage becomes like, no, that's not okay. Like, is
Well,
it
technically,
soft? Is it
so let's
soft
say-
drinks? Does it have to be a juice? Is
If
that
it's
like
carbonated, it does not
If it's
count.
a juice, it counts. If it's not, what if it's like?
Well, technically, grape juice wasn't the original communion. Originally, communion was wine, right? Grape juice is just the closest non-alcoholic thing that we have to
I want a real
wine.
answer on this. I'm not just joking. I want a real answer
Okay,
for
well,
where's the line and what
In
can
my
you use.
opinion, I don't know that you can press me for
I'm
a
not
real
going to give.
answer.
I'm not going to give my answer to. I'm just going to whatever yours is. That's the one that they're going to
That's
live
the
with.
one we're set with. Man, I think desperate times, desperate measures. You don't make a regular practice of it, but I think so there is something biblical about the fruit of the vine. So I think as much as possible, try to stick as close to as possible.
So does
to
it
the-
not count if it's not grape juice?
But
That's my question.
here's the thing. What do you mean count? It's all about remembering Jesus' death on the cross
So
and
I'm just saying, like,
celebrating what
okay,
he
if it's all about
accomplished.
remembering, then why even do it at all? Like, why can't we just remember it?
Sure. Let's go to Passover, right? I want to hear your thoughts on
Nope,
this, by the
I'm
way.
completely
You just
putting you on the spot with this.
It's like the most absurd question ever. Honestly, I'd love to have some pineapple juice. But, so
Energy drink. That's where you draw the line. Is an energy drink.
energy drink, coffee. Yeah, I think if you're drinking that beverage to remember the cross, specifically the sacrifice and the blood that Jesus poured out, there is probably liberty in how you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my real answer.
I think part of the reason why we try to really hyper spiritualize things and be like, oh, the reason heated wine is because it's red.
Sure.
And that's like the blood of Jesus Christ. So
Which
that's why we
isn't-
need to do wine. But in all reality, in Jesus' time, the options
It
were
was just
pretty
what
much
they
wine
drank.
or wine.
Yeah.
Like it was like you didn't drink water because it had so many, had so much sickness in it. You could
yeah.
get sick. So they pretty much just drank wine with a meal. So it wasn't. I personally, I don't think it was like, oh, Jesus chose wine because it's like that is the representation.
Yeah.
He simply grabbed what was on the table. It was some bread and some wine, and he said,
Well, and he was
"Hey."
having a Passover meal,
Yeah.
and so it was based off of the
Again.
elements that he already had.
Yeah, and so I think that oftentimes we do this with a lot of things. We try to hyper spiritualize things and
Yeah.
add spiritual significance to things
Anytime
that
you try to put God in a box, it's not good.
aren't necessarily there.
Here's another prayer request, Nate. Can you please pray for my parents who are literally in the middle of a divorce and quarantining together?
Oh man,
That's missed. Do you want to pray for
Yeah.
pray for them?
Lord, in the midst of this corona crisis, Lord, there's so many things that we do think about, but then there's those things we don't think about. Those people who are locked up in a house who aren't getting along. Those
Yeah.
people who are in unsafe houses. Lord, this situation as husband and wife are going through a divorce and they're forced to quarantine together. Lord, I don't know the whole situation. At the end of the day, the greatest, the highest is restoration. And so first and foremost, Lord, I pray that if it's your will and if it's something that is restorable, that you would speak into the situation and breathe life back into dry bones, Lord,
Yes, Lord.
and you would resurrect this marriage. Lord, if something has happened in that marriage that I'm not aware of, this is a situation that it's unrestorable, Lord, I just pray that you would give both of these people grace in this situation, grace for one another, grace, Lord, to get through this time, peace to get through this time.
Yeah.
Lord, I pray for this person who chimed in and asked for this prayer request. It's hard to see your parents get divorced.
Yeah.
Even harder when you're in a situation like this where you're quarantined and there's so much stress and added factors to this. Lord, I just pray that you would speak in the midst of this and you would bring comfort. You would speak in a still small voice and bring encouragement. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's see. Anyone else chiming in? Greetings from Calvary, Cancun. Come on, that's a place to quarantine.
Wow, look at that.
Calvary,
That's
Cancun.
a great place.
I didn't
You've
even know
been
there
to
was
Cancun before?
I've never been to Cancun.
Well,
I don't.
hello,
So I'll tell you why I haven't been to
Mexico.
Cancun. I really like going to Mexico, and I love going to Cabo.
Right.
Cancun has always kind of been in my mind as a spring break place, and so
Huh.
I've never desired to go there because it's just associated with like spring break partiers.
Party
And I know
town.
that's not all that's there.
Yeah, sure.
But that's just what my mind thinks of. So I've
Yeah.
always gone to Cabo, but I've never been to Cancun.
It's a different side of Mexico.
Our small group meets weekly via Zoom. This weekend we'll be taking communion.
Hey,
I love
that's
it.
cool.
Come on. Thanks for the online service and interaction. My Brazilian church is totally closed and offline. You've been doing my days better. I'm feeling
Wow.
Calvary. That's awesome.
Thanks for sharing.
I love how proactive you guys are, meeting the needs of the community and congregation through the resources we have. I'm excited for Good Friday and Easter. I love
Hey,
that
me
too.
too.
Man, we're doing. Can you talk a bit about kindness campaign because
Oh,
we've
gosh.
seen incredible things happen. First of all, thank you for your generosity. If you've been donating things to kindness campaign, whether that's canned food,
Yeah.
sanitary items,
There's so much.
kids items,
Baby
we
formula,
appreciate it.
all kinds of
But
different
tell us
things.
about that and tell us about this new thing with the city even that is kind of
Yeah,
taking place.
so cool. So before we get into the city, we've been able to do, I think it's 61 drop-offs, 61 deliveries
Come on.
to people who are stuck at their house, unable to go out. And so that's all because you guys have been so generous with supplying these items. But then yesterday, Nate, you were on the phone with the mayor's office. And we've been
Yep.
working a lot with local government, our city government, and our state government. But yesterday, you were on the phone with the mayor's office. And one of the questions we're always trying to tackle as a church is how can we serve the city more? What are the needs of the city and how can the church meet those?
Yep.
And so the city said, hey, well, we're trying to get food to the elderly as well. We're trying to get food and care packages to senior citizens. And so we sent several of our staff members to 3 different senior centers yesterday and today, and we've been able to help package this food and get these goods
cool.
in boxes so that we can deliver them to over 300 seniors here
Yeah.
in our city. And so that's another development with Kindness
It's
Campaign.
I mean, we're so blessed. We have such a big staff here. We have like 160 staff members. And I called up a friend of mine who's close to the government. I said, look, we have a lot of staff members, but some of them right now don't have essential jobs like at Sopo and Parchments
Sure,
that they're
yeah.
not open. And so I said, is there any way that we could do something for the city? We can't provide all the food, but I can provide people to
Yeah.
deliver food. And so I just love that. In times like this where the church really comes alive,
Yeah.
because you have this opportunity to not just be church, but to be the church.
Exactly.
And it's a really, really fun opportunity.
Yeah, I think
for
it's
us.
our opportunity. You know, this is our hour of opportunity to shine the brightest. Is this another person from Cancun, or the
I
same
think it's
person?
the same person. Maybe they didn't realize we gave him a shout out. I have a policy. It's one shout out per episode. So
Oh, wow.
you already got your shout out. Maybe it's
I like how strict
Karis.
your guidelines are on that.
Karis Green. Let's see. It's the same person.
Oh, okay. Nate, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
During this time, what are some of the podcasts or music, the albums that you've been listening to?
I don't listen to podcasts.
No?
I do a lot of like pastor mixers. Is that a thing?
Sure, yeah.
I do a lot of pastor mixers.
I hear you.
No, I travel a lot, and one of the questions that people always ask you is, what podcast are you listening to right now? And I don't listen to very many podcasts,
No.
if any
Okay,
podcasts.
well, fair enough.
So I have not been listening.
Well, what
to
have you been
podcasts.
listening to? Do you tune in? Are you like, is there an album right now that you're really listening to?
I listen to a lot of music, and I listen to a lot of singer-songwriter music. So I do playlists more than I do albums in my house. If I'm going to do an album, it's on vinyl.
Yeah.
So I have a big vinyl collection. You've actually got me out vinyls before for my
Sure.
birthday. But if I'm going to listen to an album, I'll sit down and listen to a vinyl from start to finish, and
Yeah.
I'll like just be in the zone.
Yeah.
But if I'm just working, I'll just listen to like a playlist. So I have like a singer-songwriter playlist. Something people might not know about me. I'm a big country music fan.
Oh, I know this.
You know that about me.
But it's only recent. You used to be of right mind.
I
and
used to. Okay, it's not my fault. I'm gonna pull a Genesis, and it was the woman that
It
you
was
gave
the woman that
me.
you gave me.
My wife has been a big country fan since she was a little kid.
Yeah.
And when we first got married,
We're
I
praying
hated
for
country
her.
music, but she loved it, and so she got me into country music, and now I love it. I've been to country concerts. It's what I listen to when I'm in my truck most of the time.
I think as long as you're only listening to it, and once it gets to the point where you have like a cowboy hat and you've got boots on, do you think that's too far for you?
I don't know. I think modern cowboys look different. Like it's not you. Like I see a lot of cowboys now. They have like their trucker hat. Like
Yeah.
right now, I mean, I've got boots. They're not cowboy boots.
That's
I've
true.
got
You've got boots and
I
a
literally
trucker
have
hat.
like Levi's jeans on and a trucker hat.
Yeah.
I'm a bit cowboy right now.
All right. A little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah. Danica says she is shocked that Nate likes country now.
I
She's
know.
probably been trying.
No, she did. Danika's always been a huge country fan. Actually, one of the first things, Danica, that actually got me into country music was we went with a few friends to Phoenix one time to see a Keith Urban concert. And I
Praise
was
the
so
Lord.
adamant to not want to go. And I went, and what blew me away is how incredible of a musician he was.
Yeah.
So he was playing the guitar, like crazy, crazy guitar licks. And I was like, man, this isn't like country music. This is like rock and roll. And it felt really, really good listening to it. And so that was what kind of first got me out of the box, like, I hate country music,
Yeah.
to be open to
Hey,
new
well,
things.
Danica, props to you. That just is evidence that you can plant a seed and you may not see the fruit right away, but eventually you're going to see that fruit.
Brian
that country
says, now I'm an
music.
even bigger Matt Pirolo fan. Country music whines too much. Brian,
Oh,
you're listening to the
Jason.
wrong country music.
Jason Prince says country music is the best. He's actually one of our AVL guys
Yeah.
here. And who was it that he used to run sound for? Was it Keith Urban? I think he used to run sound for Keith Urban.
Huh.
Maybe it wasn't. Rascal Flatts. Rascal Flatts. That's different than Keith Urban.
Rascal Flatts is they're a little bit whiny.
Coming for you next. All
Oh,
right.
God bless the broken road.
Yes, Andrew,
Let me
I
stray
do
to
remember
you.
when we had Randy Travis at Calvary's Easter Sunrise service.
You should try a 21 Pilots playlist. I like 21 Pilots.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, I like that. I noticed on iTunes, iTunes is promoting, I think they actually call it comfort food playlist because they know a lot of people are anxious and stuck at home. They just need some comfort food, audible comfort food. And so I've been listening to that.
So I'll admit, I read this at first the wrong way. Rachel Abeda Store said, I can't wait till this is over. At first I thought she was talking about our show.
You can tune out if
Yeah.
you want.
But she
You can
says,
change the
and our
channel.
conversations are like, remember that 1 year win?
Oh, seriously.
I completely agree.
What are the things you're looking forward to doing the most when this is over?
Oh my goodness. I'm really, really looking forward to going out to eat.
Yep.
That's-
Camping. I
mean,
wanna
I could go camping
You're
now.
not allowed to. All the state parks are shut down.
With my off-road rig, I could go anywhere I wanted to camp.
Wow. Well,
I just go anywhere.
you just drive up a mountain.
You could too. You have a rooftop tent.
That's true.
You sound like a country music song. You're really whiny right now.
Okay. What other things? What are you guys excited
What are you
to
guys
do?
excited to do? Let us know what you're excited to do.
I agree with you, Rachel, though. This is going to be a thing of the past. And we're going to be like, oh, that one year where we all spent $500 on hand sanitizer.
I'm excited. I'm excited to go to church.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm excited
gosh.
to
I
do
can't
that.
wait until we have an actual meet and greet again. And
We're
we
all
gotta,
losing our
shake
salvation
hands.
because we didn't say that first.
Yes. I was like, camping.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said going out to eat.
Camping. People say that's nature. That's the church of nature. Just kidding. That's a stretch.
I think what I'm most excited for is for people not to be freaking out. Honestly, that's what I'm most excited
No
about.
more panic.
I'm just so sick and tired of watching the news and hearing all the news stories and everyone like losing their minds.
Yeah. What's it
I'm
going to
excited
be
for
like the
life to go back
first
to
time that we
normal.
all get released out of our front doors and we can go back in a public space, though? Do you think everyone's going to be like super skeptical of touching each other? And,
I think for sure.
it's going to take a while.
It's going to be weird.
Teach the kiddos in Bible Island.
So she's excited to teach the
that's
kiddos in Bible
cool.
Island.
Good.
Excited to worship and fellowship and hugs. I'm excited for hugs too. You sound like Olaf. Warm hugs. Danielle Minnick says going to the gym, worshiping with the congregation. Rachel Abeda says I get excited to go out to dinner and a movie. Yes.
Seriously. I know. I was thinking this morning, I was like, I have a gift card that somebody gave me for Christmas to go to the movie theater.
Oh, come on.
I can't
I'm
do
looking
it.
forward to youth group the most and walking the stage for my degree, not a virtual graduation.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to make me cry. That's
yeah,
sad.
That is sad.
I totally agree.
Senior year. worshiping
The
church
gym,
building.
I'm excited to have the gym open. My wife works at a gym.
Oh, I can't wait till the gym's open.
Dude, yeah.
I've never been to a gym
You've
in my
never
life.
been to the gym.
But I know my wife is looking forward to the gym being open.
I did a digital workout today. My wife teaches at a place called Spanga, and they do like digital workouts right now.
Yeah.
And she asked me if I would be part of her like demonstration to be in the video.
Did you agree?
I did it, and I told her at the end, I said I'm never doing that ever again.
What was it that you didn't like?
It was just tiring, and this is the thing. When you're taking a class, you can slack off a little bit.
Sure.
And you can be like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. It's like if I'm taking a class and I get tired, I'll just stop and I won't do whatever exercise, and I'll wait for a second.
When you're leading a class.
When you're in the video, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so I was just mad the whole time. I was just bummed out the whole time that I was doing it. It was good for
They
my
say
body.
that, like, yeah, they say
but it was just disappointing.
They say that a 30-minute workout is good for depression, but it seemed like it kind of like put you in a place of sadness and sorrow.
I'm excited to see our children and grandchildren. Oh, Rosalind, we're
man,
praying for you. Excited to go thrift shopping.
There you go.
Eating out for sure. Also not saying no to taking my kids to the park. I love that. Seeing our family. Going to the beach. Oh, man. I missed going to the
Top
beach.
Golf in Albuquerque is going to be open
That's
soon.
exciting.
That's going to be good.
Renee says the biggest thing I'll miss is sunrise service. You all have no idea. This has been a family tradition going back many, many years. Renee, we hear you. We feel you. We think that the drive-in service this year might be a new family memory.
Yeah.
It's something new. And so I think it might be something your kids and your family looks back with
Yeah.
even greater memories because we're probably never going to do this again.
Yeah,
Unless
it'll be
coronavirus
once.
becomes a yearly thing, which I hope it isn't. This is going to happen once and then never again. So...
But do keep
it where you
your
can.
eyes open for those tickets, Renee. We definitely want to see you here at the Osuna campus. For
Going
the
to my
drive-in.
daughter's school and experiencing their fine arts program. Rachel Abeda says it's going to be so strange.
Ooh, here's Brian. I'm excited for Freedom Celebration,
Yes.
y'all. And that is on the books right now for June 27th.
Yes. Watch my daughter graduate. God bless you guys. Well, we love you guys.
That's so
Excited
good.
to buy toilet paper. I found toilet paper at Costco the other day. I was really
Did
happy.
you? We were so
Yeah.
excited. We saw a picture. We were like, oh, there's toilet paper at Costco. And we went, and it was gone by the time we were there. So,
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up. We love you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the weekly lineup. This has been so much fun. Have you guys been enjoying these weekly lineup shows? We have Table Talk with Skip and Lenya.
So good.
We had Family Talk with Becca Toops. Have you guys been enjoying this? This is our first Just Talk that we've ever... How do you get in Calvary Church? I don't know how to answer that question.
you can't right now.
So we have a lot of fun with these weekly lineup live shows.
Yeah.
And one that's coming up on Friday we're super excited about is called Book Talk.
Book Talk. Do you have a song for that one as well?
Book Talk, Book Talk. Nothing's more boring than reading a book than talking about it.
Nothing's more boring. I don't think that's a good advertisement.
I don't know.
You should not be
You
in the
shouldn't be putting me
promotions
on the spot.
department.
No, we love books. I love books. I love reading.
Yeah.
And so we kind of have this policy, like, man, we've got SOPO and parchments. We're so blessed to have these things on campus.
Yeah.
And nothing goes together better than a warm cup of coffee and a good book. And when you're home isolated,
Seriously.
literally it's a perfect time to start reading. I heard somebody say, I want to come out of COVID-19 better than when I went into
That's
it.
a good
One of the ways
attitude.
you can do that is by learning.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we have once a week a book that we're hand selecting and coffee.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is Matt brought up just a second ago. I think you talked about it, did you, or not?
I don't think we talked about this.
So what we're going to do is we have once a week a coffee selection and a book selection, and we are selling it as a bundled price, and we will deliver this to your house
Yeah.
for an extra $2. Or you can do curbside pickup and pick up a book and a brew, and then you can have a great book for the week. And then what's super cool about
conversation on
this
Fridays.
is we talked about the ability to not really have communication and interaction with people at this time, is we're going to start a digital book club.
Yeah.
So every single Friday, Brian Nixon and Tiffany Rockhold
Yep.
are going to host book talk, and they're going to talk about the book of the week, the book that everyone's reading. So this week's book is Anxious for Nothing by John MacArthur. Incredible book, so unique for this time period in
Seriously.
particular, not being anxious. So this week you can get a bag of coffee and a book. We encourage you guys to read it as much as you can during the week, and then join us on Friday at 2 o'clock, the same time,
For a book
book
discussion.
talk with Brian and Tiffany.
It'll be
And
such a
it's a
great
digital
time.
book club. It'll be a great time. You can chime in and let people know what you're liking, what you're enjoying from the book as well.
Yeah, and next week's book is going to be the Hands of Feet by Nick Vujicic. If you know who Nick Vujicic is, you know that he's a fantastic guy and that he doesn't let obstacles keep him from the calling that God has on his life. And so that's going to be a great book. If you want to do this, you can just give us a call at our church, 505-344-0880.
I have a new book talk song because my other one was bad. Brian
Okay.
said that was a horrible plug for book talk.
Okay.
So here's my new one.
Thank you, Brian.
Book talk, read a book so you don't stay dumb.
Ooh, wow. I
that
think,
good?
Did we get that on audio? Did we capture that really good?
Book talk, read a book so you don't stay dumb. Hey, thank you guys for joining us for Just Talk. We love you guys. Make sure to
And
tune
we'll
in.
see you
Northern New
soon.
Mexico, Lassier Cattle Company says you guys can come camp out at our ranch.
Oh, come on.
Bro, seriously.
Send me the coordinates
Send me
and
the
I will be there.
details. Camping on private property. I'm all about it. Love you guys. Have a great week, and we will see you
Tonight for
later.
service.
That's right.